And we live. Hey, welcome to another episode of Sleazy Sports. And today I'm joined by Onke Sihle. What's happening, gents?
Away, away. I
Mm,
feel I
yeah,
feel as though uh,
yeah.
we are victims today because me and Sisle are the only people here, and we are both Chelsea fans, and both
Oh,
of us didn't have our team playing this weekend.
I know you guys were
Nah,
So
taking a
that
break.
feels good. That feels good. Oh, breaking news.
Mm.
Spurs fired the interim manager for them to get an interim manager to come and step in.
Yeah,
You
let's start
know.
off
this
there. Let's start off there.
this is why I love having a Chelsea fan here.
Yo,
I'm
guys,
enjoying
Yeah.
this.
but
So they
guys, like,
fired look,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
go for
you
it.
go, you go. No, Sihle, please.
Like how do you fire
To say the F word. So when you're done, you're going to the Nikki corner.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm in trouble for saying that. I don't know. Did you guys hear
That
that?
is
Yeah,
so funny.
yeah. We are. I'm clipping that, bro. I'm clipping that.
That please,
Yeah,
dog.
clipping that. Yeah, see, yes,
I think that's what Daniel Levy. He needs to be honest with himself and look at the mirror. Uguti, he's had probably four brilliant managers, and they've
yeah,
all failed. And what's the common denominator in all of this? He is because
mm,
Spurs. Not that they've got a terrible side. Spurs have had brilliant managers, and
Hmm.
brilliant managers like Mourinho. He knows
mhm,
what he wants from players. You look at Ukante when he left. Okay, he did a Ronaldo on them, but
mhm.
he said the problem with the players. But Ulive and I, at some point, he needs to take. Yeah, he needs to be accountable.
Yeah, no, true, true. Okay, did you wanna add?
I agree. I think at the end of the day, as the owner, you have the most important job in the team. You
Yeah,
set the tone in terms of the culture, and Roman's culture, I always say this Roman's culture, the Man United culture, the Man City culture. I'd also say the Arsenal culture have a lot to do with their fortunes in football. And it has a lot to do
I think.
with the focuses that their ownership have had over time. When
yeah,
the Arsenal ownership was focusing on supporting the coach um, and not balancing their books, they were the best team they could be.
Yeah.
And then once they stopped supporting their coach and started to balance the books, they became the team that they became for a decade, basically, of no relevance
mm,
and no result to all this pretty football. And you are bleeding your best players as well in the same period.
mm,
So there was that, you know, and I think Chelsea ran a huge risk of getting into that space of having a Daniel Levy type of owner who basically gets in the way of a winning culture in the way that he supports his coaches.
mm.
And that's very dangerous. Daniel Levy, the only thing he wants to prove is that he is better than any other Tottenham owner, but he's not
No,
actually
but
looking at the field. That's
he's not the
always his
owner.
speech.
No,
No, no,
Daniel
yes,
Levy.
he's the best Tottenham exec ever. Basically, the best chairman there's ever been
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
at
an
think
exec. Yeah,
Spurs. Yes,
yeah,
at Spurs. That is he always says that if you look at the history of how this club has been run, I'm probably running the most well-oiled machine that has ever been. Of course, there's more money in football today. Tottenham
mm-hmm.
Hotspurs is a richer team today. So he can afford to make better decisions. But the problem is that he wants to be the only decision maker on the team.
Yeah,
That is a
I,
challenge
I,
for any coach.
I think
yeah,
Look at look
no, go,
yeah.
yeah, go on, go on.
yeah,
I was saying look at the players that um Ulento Conte added, ne?
yeah.
That first January last year.
Yeah.
when he was it last year or the year before when he
It
added
was,
Kulusevski and
and what?
Bentancur.
Yeah, it was
Mm.
last year. Last year, yes.
And these players were of the quality to be bought immediately. Of the quality to be bought immediately. I
And he
think he
bought that
loaned
old.
one of them.
He
Yeah.
bought a winger also. What's his name?
Which one?
Crap, the old guy,
Who?
man.
Perisic.
Per-
Perisic.
I don't know. That was
Perisic,
in.
yes.
No, that was that in. That wasn't that in. That was in the summer.
That was the
Per-
start of the
Oh yeah,
season. Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
start
that
of
was
the
the
start
start
of
of
season.
the
the
season.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But that's also not a bad quality buy.
Yeah, it's
That
not
is
at
not a
all.
bad quality buy. If you use Perisic the way you're supposed to use him,
Mm,
and you can utilize his energy, because Perisic is not a defender.
yeah.
He's a high energy winger with great quality. So you have to use him like a winger. So he needs to get away with a lot of things because that's what wingers do. He needs cover. He doesn't have anyone to cover him, and you are playing him as a fullback. You're gonna have problems.
Yeah.
Then
So
on the
just
yeah,
just back on the before you move on from you were talking about the business aspect of football. Yabona, as a chairman, this is my view. In that at some point you when you make a decision, are you going to veer towards business benefiting or the actual club benefiting, which means there has to be a transfer window where you say as the chairperson, I'm backing my manager, my guy.
Yeah.
If you are wanting Maguire, he's
I'll
on
give
me
you
and you,
Maguire.
I'll get
Yeah.
Maguire.
I'll give you Maguire.
Yeah, but I feel Daniel Levy, his decisions are always a calculated decision, leaning towards more the business aspect of it, and then they brag about they've got the best stadium in London. What's a best stadium in London without a freaking trophy?
Thank you. You just hit the nail on the head right now when you ended with a beautiful word, trophy. One of the reasons why Liverpool and Man United are deemed to be the biggest clubs in England is not because of their wealth, it's because of the cabinet. They have trophies for days, and I feel like Daniel Levy, especially clubs that focus on the business side of things, don't win trophies per se. They really don't. You look at even what is this team? Leicester, yes, they won the league as well as the FA Cup, but look at them now. They're in tatters now, bro. Because
They relegation. Yeah,
really, you see what
they're
I'm
getting the
saying?
sack.
They,
Mm.
yeah, it's dire. It's dire for them right now. And for me, man, Olevi, that's where I criticize him more. Is that he's so fixated with the business end of things. Remember when Mourinho got them to a cup final, and
Yeah,
Spurs is not a
and he
team that's
fired him.
no,
And he
and then he
fired
fired
him.
him,
He fired him a week before the final.
and
Reason
you
The
being,
Monday
his
off.
contract.
The Monday off.
listen
Yeah,
to that.
the reason why he
What?
fired him was because Mourinho has a clause in his contract that if he brings in silverware, I think there's a certain amount that he will
Kids,
benefit from it. So
you see,
Ulevi couldn't, and this is a business decision. So he forgot about the club and focused on
exactly.
business.
And another thing is that he fired a man who we all know when it comes to cup finals. Give me Jose Mourinho,
Hey,
bro.
Mourinho.
Give me Jose Mourinho in
Mourinho.
cup
and,
finals.
and and the thing is, a lot of people forget this thing. Like
Yeah,
yes, it takes one trophy for you to go right ahead and have that swagger about your walk, and you walk different because now you've got
true.
a trophy. You've paraded the trophy in London. Sure, fine.
Yeah,
It's a FA plastic cup, but it's a cup.
doesn't
End of the day.
matter. Yeah. Oh,
And to steal that from your fans by being too conservative as an owner when you have the best team of the entire existence of Spurs. This is their greatest period as a football club, their
yeah.
greatest period, and you have nothing to show for it, and you don't mind when I, as the owner, that I've got nothing to show. I just have a stadium. I had a great stadium project.
No,
The stadium project was a success.
he saved the club a lot of money in that he knew he was going to get rid of Mourinho at some point, but Mourinho won the semi-final and he was on his way to the final. So that in
But he
itself
still-
put him in a precarious. It put him in a very precarious position where he had to make a decision. Uguti, yo, do I allow this guy to bring in silverware and then end up paying more, or do I go right ahead and let him go? Sizobona phambili.
That's
Yeah.
bullshitting the fans, though.
Big time.
And they allowed it.
That's
No, they
bullshitting
allowed
the
it.
fans. And
100%.
The
and
fans
I
were-
think
Yeah, you can go on.
I think it's so dangerous when owners are not that self-aware, especially let me say executives are not that self-aware because who's this? Ed Woodward had the same problem. He wasn't self-aware.
Yeah.
He didn't realize he was the problem.
Mm.
And if your business is not performing to what is expected by those who are stakeholders in that business, you don't take them seriously. How do you build fan bases? You win. How do you make more money in football? You win. So if you really care about making money, you need to understand that you need to invest in order to make the money that you need to make. And everyone is going to remember you for taking the risks that brought success than people will remember how you managed the books or
Thank
how
you.
So,
you ran a
I
great
think-
machine.
I think
Yeah.
now Spurs is in trouble. Okay, because I look at it this way. Okay, cool. What's his name? Harry
Kane.
Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is the golden geese right now. Like he lays them eggs and what gives them goals.
Yeah.
Next season he's going to be 30 and he's got a year left in his contract. And I don't think Spurs have attracting power unless they pull a fast one on a big ass
Nagelsmann.
manager.
Nagelsmann.
Yes.
If
If
Spurs
they
get
pull that-
Nagelsmann,
Ah,
then Spurs is back. Like,
Ngizomvu- yabona if he pulls that stunt, ngizomvuma leaving it to know he's a great business person.
also because Nagelsmann is very close to a Poch in that you'll never need to spend too much. He will optimize
it?
the players he has.
Who's that
100%.
manager that Chelsea had and then Spurs also had? It's David. He's Spanish. He's Spanish.
Which one now?
Young
Chelsea
manager.
Oh,
Yeah.
Villas Boas.
Oh, Villas-Boas. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Villas
literally,
Boas. Yeah.
same. They cut from the same cloth. Where age-wise,
Yeah.
pedigree-wise, where their stock prices on the up. So
And
if
Levy
he can
loves
pull
Villas-Boas.
Julian,
Mm.
yeah.
Ah.
If he can pull Julian right now, Angzamvum.
Yeah.
But the one thing he has, let's give Levy the props he needs. The one thing Levy has is the ability to attract top management.
Mm-hmm.
He has the ability he struggles with is the ability to manage the relationship. In that
Yes.
you need to understand your place. I'm entrusting your expertise with this club, your winning expertise. So I need to give you a level of control that speaks to that winning, not
But
retain control myself.
Yeah. 100%.
He's
You
that he's
hit
that
the nail,
he's that
man.
micromanager that everyone hates, where they give you a task and then they come in and they stand and it's like, hey, are you done? Hey, boss, how's
Yeah.
it going? He's that.
100%.
And that undermines your own ability to get results.
Mm-hmm. And especially
And
if
this
you're,
is
sorry, I was just gonna say,
this
especially.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, especially if you're a manager that is known for winning trophies, like Conte. Conte has won major silverware, and
Conte was broken, guys.
yeah,
He was broken. After that game, he was broken. Conte has dealt with nonsense, and Conte doesn't have the greatest temperament.
yeah,
But he's never had a rant like that.
Yeah.
He's had horrible results. He used to rant even at Chelsea. Conte hates losing.
yeah.
But that was a draw. That was a 3-3 draw.
Ish.
But he just felt as though the players, the club, the culture is so wrong at Spurs that this result is as good as a loss.
100%.
I bet you Spurs wishes they had the ability to turn a game around like that one and get a 3-3 result or something like that. Just that ability. And Conte was frustrated in a game like that one, where they actually fought to get a result. but he was frustrated with the
No,
team. He was broken.
Big time.
no, yeah. He was for him to pull a stunt like that. That was yeah, but
That was
him
crazy, guys.
doing the handshake, doing that handshake thing with Utushel.
Too
That
sure.
With the
was
two
fun
chairs,
for
yeah.
us.
That
That
was
was
very
fun
fun.
because nothing.
That was very fun.
Nothing
Yeah.
was said. It was just like a shake with the FF.
And there was competitive fire. Yeah, and that was
Yeah.
competitive fire.
Levy has been a chairperson thing for about what 22 years.
Yeah.
And has he won any silverware in that period?
Of course, he's
Jam,
won. Didn't
the Audi
didn't he
Cup.
win the Carabao Cup?
No,
Or was it
no,
no?
no.
Audi Cup, dog. There's an Audi Cup in
Yeah,
Germany. The
when
one
I'm
that's in
RS stuff.
Bayern. Yeah,
But
that's the only trophy.
the closest that they've come, was with Poch in the
Yeah,
Champions League final.
Champions League final. Yeah, I know that's true. That's the closest.
Speaking of Poch, Sihle, asiyekele Spurs kancane.
Yeah, it's fine. We've spoken about it for long enough.
I need you.
I love how you cross over.
Yeah,
So this is where I am with Upoch.
From the heart, dog. From the heart.
No, this is from the heart. The Upoch, the minute that he moved over to PSG, Upoch was where Spurs. Actually, let's do this. Poch was Southampton. Poch were Spurs Elias. Young players that no one knows of, and he brings them to the fore. He makes them perform. And the weirdest thing ever is Modric played under him. And you could see with no man. You've got Bale on the one side, you've got Modric, and they, when I say they, Spurs could have won something under Poch. But there was that missing thing. No, there was that missing thing. And I feel Arsenal right now is going through the same problem where there's that and there's into a corner, it's this much, which is the difference between your number 2 and a champion. Poch right now, he needs to redeem himself. That job at PSG, I don't know whether the money was good or he felt he believed in the project that they were doing, but a project Yakona was doomed from the start in that there was egos and Poch, I don't see him as an ego manager. I see when he comes in at Chelsea, because by the looks of things, he's coming in at Chelsea. He's gonna let go of quite a few of the old guard.
Yeah. Can I raise my hand, guys? With regards to Poch as well, Sithe, what you forgot is that when Poch arrived at Southampton, he had a guy named Paul Mitchell, who was his director of football. Paul Mitchell was responsible of bringing all that talent.
I'll tell you, I think give four
Yeah.
players that came through from Southampton. Mane.
Yeah.
Virgil.
Who's
Virgil van
Virgil?
Dijk.
Virgil.
Who's that?
Very
Arsenal,
important.
Who's that Arsenal Speedy Gonzalez that scored against them now?
Which one? Walcott. Not
Walcott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had
who else?
Schneiderlin, Wanyama. They had Jason Tadic. They had Graziano Pelle.
Yo, they had everyone.
It was
They had everyone.
Lovren, Dejan Lovren as well. Bro, that
But
team
I
was
think
stacked.
honestly, right now, okay. Back to your question. It's going to happen. And the only thing we can do as fans is to back him up. The big question is that who is going to be the manager of the Chelsea side? Is it going to be Mr. I am playing fantasy football up top Todd Bowley? Or is it going to be
just
the main man?
Can I, before you jump in, Onke?
Yeah.
Can I just say something? What Poch, Sithe, and I feel like Poch needs to have a guy like Paul Mitchell by his ranks. He cannot, like Bowley cannot be the one who does the transfers. If that happens, then I'll be a happy United fan.
We're doomed.
I know
And
very
then
well
that's it.
you guys are not gonna do well. You guys are pretty much taking our model. over the last 10 since Fergie left in J. The way you
2013.
guys are moving, you guys are pretty much moving the same way as we did. But anyway,
I'll
okay,
differ.
yeah,
I'll differ a little bit on your
let's
point.
see.
I'll get to what Sisha was saying, but just on
Yeah.
your point, what the difference now with Chelsea is recruitment is led up by Paul Winstanley and those guys.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
team that takes care of recruitment.
All
So
right.
Chelsea has been doing great recruitment wise. That's
Okay.
why this team is a coach away. Like literally, we are a goalkeeper and a coach away. Like
Mm-hmm.
the players, the star power is there.
Yeah.
That's a given for any coach. But you also have to manage star power emotionally. You have to manage star power with the type of work you put in their legs. You have to manage star power with how you run your practice, the system that you use. What do you focus mainly on?
Getting
Can
the
you play
system,
possession based football?
getting the style of play across to your players.
Yeah.
Yes, and also selling it to your players because players today need to buy to your system.
Yeah.
Players will down tools if they think your system does not serve the way they want to play football. You
Yeah.
have to make them enjoy playing football as well, especially the best players. The
Yeah.
best players don't want to spend 90 minutes defending and trying to
Mm-hmm.
hit on the counter. They want to get some freedom. They want to make a few runs. They want to try stuff. They need to know that they are going to be given the space, the time, the level of passes that is going to allow them to show the best of themselves. So Poch doesn't play that way. Poch plays a 4-2-3-1 system. Ne?
Uh,
There's many problems with the system. I hate it. Potter also played it this season. The system, first of all, is it's very restrictive for the fullbacks
Yeah.
because the
100%.
fullbacks never have cover. Your two central midfielders cannot spread wide because they leave a gap in the middle.
So they
So
always
those
stay in the
two
box. Where's
are
my camera?
always
Yeah.
staying in the box, meaning that you can only overlap past the halfway line, not into the box or make late box runs like Chilwell likes to do, like James
Yeah.
likes to do. So that level of freedom is taken away. You're saying to these guys, I need you guys to be to advance with possession. You cannot overlap. You need
Oh.
to advance with the ball, and then you will get your opportunities with basically with a high line, but you don't
Yeah.
have the freedom or the license to go. And then you say, I'm going to play two midfielders. And what's going to happen to the two guys that are playing up front on both wings? They're going to
Yeah.
have to play wider to make up the space the fullbacks are not using on the
And
wings.
what are they doing in the interim in the field in the middle of the park?
They can't move anywhere. They need to remain there. So you
Yeah.
don't have any dynamism. They can't make box runs. You're not finding any freedom. You don't have Kante making runs or Kovacic making runs, trying to be dangerous in the last third. So what you're doing is you are leaving your number 9 isolated.
Mm.
Harry Kane is great isolated because Harry Kane can drop and play as a linchpin to the midfield and the two runners on the wide side. So what Poch used to do was he would say to Son, play a 4-4-1-1, basically.
Yeah.
But it's not a possession system. You
Mm.
can't keep
It's
the ball with that system
yeah.
because you're playing
It's
in
they
defense.
catch you. They catch you on the break. They catch you on the break where it goes from their defense. Hurricane at number 9, but
At
remember
number
his number
nine
9
and a
is
half
not.
or
It's not in the
10.
box. Yeah, he's dropped into closer to
That
your 6.
yes,
He
yes.
he
And he
he
creates
gets the
from there.
ball, and then from there, is it Kulisevsky on the other side? Is it Son on the one side? Spread the pass on the channel because remember, there's now open space. Because what Kane has done is he's dragged your number 4 and your number 5. So
Mm.
If you
Yeah.
remember what happened at PSG, he used to play Paredes and Verratti. Verratti would
Yeah.
get very frustrated because Verratti needs his freedom. He needs to
Mm.
move. He needs to know that I can leave my position and have cover because there's three of us in the midfield. When you play a skinny two that doesn't have a wing back that they can play wide off, they need the wingers to drop back and support them. So that means that you are losing both the guys that are supposed to be playing with your number 9 to your midfield. You'll never be able to play with possession in a system like that. You can't break teams down playing like that. And what used to
Yeah,
happen with Spurs under Poch, they used to play the ball around the defense from one wing to the next. Haven't we
yeah,
seen Chelsea do that many times? Where they cannot find a penetrating pass, they keep recycling the ball back to the defense. Even if
yeah.
you've got a high line, you're not using your numbers very well.
Mm.
Mm.
So
So, but
I'm worried about Poch, but look, at least it will be coaching. Let me put it
yeah,
that way.
yeah,
Yeah.
At least
it's
it will be
and
coaching.
it pains me
And
to say this. It's almost like anyone but Frank.
thank you. That's where I am. That's where I am. Or we have a coach, at least. I have a huge problem with our owners bottling two of the best out in the market right now. I have a problem with that. That's not what Chelsea is.
Mm.
And this word that Todd Bowley is using, collaborate with us, collaborate with us. It's like,
Yeah,
what
collaborate. Eh,
exactly?
Baba.
What
Eh, Baba. Even in corporate, when they say corporate, what they
yeah,
mean is that
ownership
you must
always wants to
sacrifice.
collaborate. Yes,
Thank you.
Yeah.
You
ownership
must
always.
sacrifice
Your time.
your views for us.
Mm.
Yes.
Wow. I know, guys. That was great analysis on Chelsea, man. I'm impressed, gents. I'm impressed. Like, yeah, but I mean, on my end, as a Man United spectator, I really like Frank Lampard. I think he's a legend. He's an
Fuck you,
incredible.
nigga. Yeah, fuck you, nigga.
Nah.
Ah,
This nigga, what are you doing, dog? Ukuthi shaya
I'm
i-bright
checking now. I'm
izolo.
checking now.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
checking
guys.
now if the door is closed because of this small
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. Hey, man, guys. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Speaking, can we jump over to my team, guys? Like, if you don't
Um,
mind.
do you want to?
Oh, oh,
Okay, your team
Full
your
picture,
team.
full picture,
yeah,
ne? The team played twice since we last spoke.
yeah,
Yeah, the
And
team has played twice.
it's extremes. It's
yeah.
extremes. It's
Two
two
extremes.
extremes.
That's what I'm saying. Let's
But
jump over to my team. Okay,
so
right.
hold on. The latter. So the first one against Seville.
Yeah.
Everyone is aware. Let's talk yesterday. You didn't score goals. You
We
won it in
didn't.
They haven't
penalties.
scored. They haven't
Yeah,
scored. They're not scoring goals right now. I don't think they realize that.
yeah. We're not. We're not scoring goals, and
You
it is.
know, can I
Yeah,
tell you something, Kolag? Can I tell you
yeah.
something? And I said this to a Man United fan, and he seemed so offended. I said, Rashford's run is some of the most clutch work this season because Rashford's run saved a lot of points for United that they would have dropped based on performance. Those were not great games. Those were not dominating games. Those were games where United were sloppy, United, and then there was that one pass from Casemiro or from Bruno or from Eriksen that broke out Rashford, and he's the best one-on-one
Yeah.
player in the league. Like he's got the best conversion rate one-on-one. So he's basically in
I
his
would put him.
zone.
I would put him with peak Salah when it comes to one on one.
One-on-one,
One on
yes, I
Salah
agree.
when it
Yeah,
comes to one on one. And ask City. City knows Uguti. He can do one on one. He can do 3-on-1, and he'll finish.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the form of Rashford in that period hid a lot of things about United and their attack. That the problem with the counter-attacking team is you are always looking to react to what the other team is doing. What they found with Sevilla was that Rakitic was happy to react in midfield. Rakitic held that game together so nicely for them as well. They didn't try to overrun. They played a nice press. Rakitic was cleaning stuff up at the back. They couldn't get out. They could not get out. The pressure that they were applying on Eriksen, the pressure they were applying on Casemiro whenever they got to the ball, the pressure they applied on Martial as well to make sure that he's not playing on the turn. They were very clever in how they approached that game. Very, very clever. And then obviously the United defense has to find a way to beat itself.
Yeah. You know what? Okay.
So
Like,
yeah,
Somehow.
okay. So
Okay, fine. You go, Sihle. Yeah.
let's disseminate the
The
Man
Sevilla one.
United side.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So I know everyone is gonna focus on
Maguire.
David.
No, not David.
Yeah, but I think the problems there are bigger than everyone would like to kind of like pass. We've always known, and this is who David to figure in Man United 2012,
2011.
2011. Yeah,
2011.
2011.
2011.
Yeah.
From
From
Atleti.
2011, he
Yeah.
struggled. He was skinny and Shire, so and then
Yeah.
Stoke, he turned to Fagi Bola in the middle, and then they
Yeah.
just
Always,
Thiago
they
wanted the
always,
high ball was his weakness.
always.
The
yeah.
high
So
ball
this
was
is
his
the start.
weakness.
This is at the start of his Man United career. And remember, he was replacing a good all-round keeper
Yeah.
who
A tall
was
keeper.
good at
Sure.
distributing, shot stopping, across.
And
So anyway,
as
he
well.
worked at that aspect of his game over a period of seasons. The one thing that no one ever questions about David is his
His shot stopping.
shot stopping ability. Like
Yeah.
literally
Even nice one.
now,
Yeah.
and this is like in the last 3 seasons, he's been asked to be the modern day keeper where he plays distribution and this is coming from converted players that are from Brazil that start off as outfield players and then they move to be a keeper.
Yeah.
Edison.
Edison.
And
Hey,
the other guy, what's his name? I forgot his
Allison.
name now. It's
Allison.
Allison.
Yeah.
Yes.
Allison, yeah.
So it's all the sins. Now you're asking him, you're asking at his later stage of his
Special mention
career.
to Manuel Neuer, ne? Special
Yeah.
mention
Neuer as well.
to
Yeah.
Manuel Neuer.
Yeah,
Neuer.
he played a super keeper role. But like now you asking David at his later part of his game to like, yo, my guy, so we're gonna need you to distribute. We're gonna need you to be press resistant. And then he's like, I do not know what this means. If you look at the goal, the famous goal right now, where Maguire asked for the ball.
David should see the press, guys. I'm sorry. He has to see it. He has
Thank
to
No.
see
you.
it.
Thank you.
Hey! He needs to
Bro.
see the press.
But besides that,
Maguire is not looking behind
It
himself.
was a trap.
Uh-uh.
It was a trap. It was a
Sihle and
trap.
then
There was
Onkwe.
a well set trap.
But another thing is Onke and Sihle, and you need to know your teammates as well. That's another thing.
Yeah.
In
Oh,
that
thank you so
situation,
much.
you know Uguti homeboy is not good at that. Another thing is that I keep telling niggas, like I was even telling Sihle in that Ten Hag is overachieving this season with this Man
It's
United
crazy.
team.
It's crazy.
I've
Yo,
been saying that from the moment it started this season. I remember when we were doing reviews, Sihle, and then I told you that I expect this team to finish outside of the top 4. And right now, they doing miracles, you know, because I know where my team's deficiencies lie, bro. I really know them. We don't have players who are press resistant, bro, at all. The only press resistant player is Licha. Licha is the only man who is press resistant
hell,
at United.
hell.
Hell, no one else. No one else. And even when Maguire, of course, when Maguire made his mistake, I could see for one that Homeboy is not even scanning. You know, I don't think we have midfielders or even anyone in our team that actually scans before they receive the ball, bruh. And so for
Ericsson
me,
does.
Ericsson does, but that's another thing is with
Yeah.
Ericsson as well. With Ericsson, it's his mobility for me that ish. I think that's part of the reasons why it's easy for you to get the ball from him. Whereas a guy like Thiago Alcantara, for me, who is the most, especially Spanish players, dog, like Spanish midfielders in just standard, they they're
Nje.
just they're extremely press
X,
resistant because of
just share
the
the
statue
picture that I sent on the group over the
right now.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just
No,
check.
no,
Let me check.
I can forward it. Yeah, let me just forward it back. Just give me a
Yeah,
second.
no, sorry. But like you
No,
are right, okay. I feel like my club, especially my fan base, you
I've
know
just
how
sent
we
it to you
are.
now.
We tend to get over our heads and we think that things are good once we go through purple patches, and they are not. They really aren't in the grand scheme of things. Because I'm a grand scheme of things person. I know
Mm.
where my team lies and where we struggle as a unit, and that's why in the summer, Ten Hag, every single player he signs, they need to be competent on the ball and they need to be press resistant in all positions. Like, look at City, for instance, man. City, majority of the guys, they are press resistant. Whether it's
All of
Gundo,
them.
whether all of them, every
Bernardo,
single player,
Stones,
Kevin, all of them,
Kevin,
dog.
Jesus.
they
All of
press
them.
Look at
Even the
Stones in the
defenders.
back.
Nathan
yeah,
Archer, dog. All of
dude.
them.
All of them, even in situations where they get pressed, as like you'd find at times you'd find Stones getting pressed, and Stones is now Michael Carrick all of a sudden. He's
Easy
now
escape, dog. Easy
easy
escape.
escape. He
Easy
kills the.
escape.
I mean,
He
like
is
look
so
at
amazing.
he is, bro. It's like even when you look at the Bayern game, like City weren't really under any pressure, in my opinion. I
Never.
don't think there was
No, they
any
weren't.
pressure. Yeah. And it's just credit to that, man. Let me just
I wanted to
change
say
City
something
again.
last week. I wanted to say
Yeah,
something last week about what Pep is doing, what he has been doing against Bayern, and I
yeah,
think it's one of the most intriguing tactical tweaks I've seen in football in quite a time now. Uh,
yeah,
I'll get back to this Chelsea conversation we were having, but
yeah,
he uses four centre backs now,
yeah,
and then he plays basically three of them at the back.
yeah.
He spreads it to a four when they need to be tall or look out for crosses. But the
Mm-hmm.
one thing he's found a way to say, I need you, Ake, and who's this guy, man?
Stones.
Ah, no,
Which
no,
one?
the
Right
one
back.
on the right,
The French guy. No, no.
Thingy
Which?
Diaz.
not
Diaz.
Diaz. Diaz is in the middle.
It's Walker on the one
Walker.
side.
No, the one with the cornrows. Walker is on the bench.
Oh, Mr. Mathematics. He's
Oh,
Swiss.
Kakanji. Akanji.
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 Yes.
Yeah, Akanji. Yeah.
Akanji. You know what those two are great at? 1v1 defending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
they can match Sane, they can match
Yeah.
Coman easily. And they have been matching them perfectly because they are great at 1v1 defending. They don't rush into tackles, they never
Yeah.
slide, they never go down. They just stay on their feet, they stay with their man until the man takes the last action. If it's a cross, if they've been blocking crosses, blocking shots, they are so ahead. And then they've got Diaz, who's playing a free role that checks
Mm.
runners. That's all he's been doing. He checks the runner, he checks where the cross might go. He's getting in between everything that might bypass those guys. And then Stones plays cleanup in the last third within your box. So you have the first runner who is closest to the goalkeeper. You've got the sweeping runner who's behind. Jorginho used to do that very well at Chelsea. Whenever you attacked our box, Jorginho would stay around the D line for the cutback because the cutback is one of the most dangerous
Yeah.
that can be played. It scrambles your defense completely because they're all running towards goal. So Stones plays right there, clears everything, and because it's press resistant, he can trap stuff. So none of
Yeah.
what Bayern was trying, dog, was working. None of it. Even
None.
if they got a crossing chance, they were able to clear it very quickly. I
Yeah.
was like, it was chess. Honestly, it was amazing to watch. In terms, if you just love the coaching part of football, it was amazing
It,
to watch because basically Tuchel and Pep threw everything at each other. But Pep was ready for anything Tuchel tried. Anything.
it,
He was just
anything.
ready. Anything, dog. Tried to play longer balls, tried to be more direct. He just moved Stones back into the back line, and then they were fine. Rodri dropped deeper. And then what that has done, it's freed Rodri up. That's how Rodri scored that goal as well. Because
Yeah.
Rodri knows he's got Stones sitting in the pivot position. He doesn't need to worry about staying there. So he can advance along with Bernardo, along with Kevin. And it just makes City a different nightmare. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot.
I just hate that Pep is changing the game again. Like he's changing the game again. This is back to
Again, dog.
2009.
I've never seen
This is
that.
2009, gentlemen. Like it's bad. Like it's bad.
See,
Just yeah,
Sihle will know
Yeah.
yeah.
this. Chelsea fans have this argument that when we play three at the back, we are playing with extra defenders because both the wing backs are fullbacks, basically. So you're playing with 5 defenders.
Yeah.
Pep has found a way to use a similar system, but just added another centre back. And then he inverted him, and then he keeps a similar system in place because he can use these wide centre backs like fullbacks, which is great.
But another thing is with these centre backs that these centre backs are very competent on the ball. You know, when you look at all three of them, they actually can. You can even play them as CDMs. That's how technical they are. And of course, another thing is that normally players suck on their first season at Man City, but Akanji has surprised me. Akanji has to be one of the few
Nah, I
players
think that's a
who's hit the
myth.
ground
That's a
running.
myth. Which they
It is a
suck.
myth. It's actually a myth. It's a
Yeah.
Grealish myth. It's a Grealish
Nah,
myth.
it's not even
Nah,
Grealish,
it's not.
bro.
It's not.
Rodri,
It's Rodri
Rodri,
can
Rodri didn't
say
struggle.
but dude,
He's dead.
He had bad
did.
games. He had bad games. He didn't struggle.
No,
He was a fit in the
he
system.
wanted.
He was a
Yeah.
fit in the system, but he
yeah,
didn't. He struggled with the pace of the English football.
That's what I
But
was
he
gonna
was
say.
a
He wanted
fit.
to buy himself. He wanted to buy himself more time. But anyway,
yeah,
before we,
yeah.
we
Okay.
before we go on as to that myth, please go back to
Oh, yeah.
because this one interests me, and I don't know, Onke, if you saw this. Just like wait for it.
Yeah. Do you see, guys?
So yeah, I wanna hear. It's simple. Maguire is asking for the ball, and this is a trap that is set.
Yeah.
The gifted in us are saying, David, kick the ball out.
Yeah.
But he's got a defender who's saying, I am free. I need the ball. David goes and does what a teammate does. He gives him the ball. But like this was a trap that was set.
Yeah, it was. These three guys, they knew what they were doing, bro. They knew
So
what they were doing. Yeah.
so the trigger to this pressing action,
Is
the
the
trigger
guy
to this pressing
close to
action is the guy
is the
in the
guy that
box.
close, the
Yeah.
guy close to David.
Yes, he's the one that's the trigger. David needs to recognize that this guy is going to press Maguire immediately,
Yeah.
and he's the one that actually flummoxes Maguire because Maguire can't see the other two guys.
Yeah.
So David is supposed to read that, and David
Maguire
has
is
a
a horse. He's looking like this, like literally.
yes,
He's got blinkers. He's got blinders on, where he's looking
Exactly.
like, oh shit, pass me the ball, David, and David gives him the ball, not having the view of.
David has a what's this thing called, man? He's got an advantage in terms of numbers on the left. You see, if he chips the ball
Yeah.
into that space on top of the screen, he's got 3 players there. David is
Yeah.
supposed to recognize. He's like, I swear, guys, this is goalkeeping. If you take Robert Sanchez,
Yeah.
from
Not even
Brighton,
that. Danko.
Robert Sanchez from Brighton. You give him this exact ball. You can actually go to yesterday's game and find periods where Robert Sanchez made the correct decision in terms of how he passed the ball out because he recognized what United was trying to do to a point that United stopped trying to press Brighton the whole game. They were letting Webster and all of those guys run around them. Dunk and Webster, they were even making runs because United was just stopped pressing them because Sanchez is so press resistant as a goalkeeper. He is so good. Also Spanish. De Gea is supposed to chip the ball to that space.
But can he do
got
that?
3
That's the
players.
question.
He's
But
got
that's
3
the
players.
He's
question.
got 3 players.
But can he do it? It's the execution part where I look at the hair and be like, he doesn't have the facilities to chip it. You see, the keeper that you just mentioned, Sanchez. Sanchez has the capability of chipping it in. However, he does not know how to. And that's why I'm saying with new Licha. Licha, if this was Licha in Maguire's position, he would have broken the press with Licha by being press resistant. But because
He has broken. He
Yeah.
has beaten the press in a similar situation.
Yeah.
I saw the clip as well, where he
Yeah.
basically had to dribble first. But that's always dangerous because all that needs is a good tackle, and
Yeah.
it's Licha's mistake. A goalkeeper needs to recognize um, those moments for their players because if those 3 are pressing that one player who's right in front of you, that means you've got 2 potential passes that you can make of someone who is free. very close to you. So make those reads. Mendy used to do it, and Mendy's not even the greatest at it. But Mendy always used to recognize when the press was centralized to the defense, and he'd find the wing backs, find
Yeah.
your wide man. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with is it Chris?
Ukrizo. Ukrizo.
Ukristo.
Yeah.
I agree. It is
Yeah.
Harry, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you need to be his eyes in that position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why midfielders usually they scan for the striker.
Yeah.
You have to see when the pressure is coming. You can't pass him the ball when two people are converging on him and he can't see
Sure.
them. You need to
100%.
find those places, those pockets where you can do that. So yeah, they are both handicaps, both De
Yeah.
Gea and Maguire. It's
And
unfortunate that they have to be on the same team. They are both
Yeah.
handicaps when it
So
comes
then
to that part.
then the big
mm,
question is, who do you let go?
Mina, I'd let go of
Maguire,
so. Mina personally see De Gea is in his final year of his deal. Nah. Of course,
yo,
Maguire. Yeah, Maguire definitely needs to
you
go.
let it
But
run out.
he let it run out and get another keeper, modern day goalkeeper, bruh. Because there's a lot of modern day keepers in the Premier League that are quality. You just mentioned Sanchez right now, Robert Sanchez. Sanchez is a
Have you
good
seen?
keeper.
Have you seen the chances you guys concede that De Gea saves?
Yeah, I've seen a lot that he saves. Yeah.
It's a miracle that you guys are leading with clean sheets or whatever. It's a
It
miracle,
is. Even though,
and it's a De Gea miracle.
I'm
He's
I'm
kept you
coming
in
back
games.
just now,
He's
gents.
won you
2 seconds.
games. Sure,
yeah,
sure.
of
He's
course.
won you games. He is that good. There is no way De Gea is the right person to sell. No way. Maguire is
Of course.
extremely overpaid,
Over.
extremely
Yeah.
overrated. He's fallen out of the team. He's not someone that the coach wants in their
And then dude,
rotation.
and then
He
and
does it just to support him morally.
yeah.
So save the coach from having to deal with Maguire. Save him.
Yeah, and another thing is that you've just mentioned now. I also don't think the team fucks with Maguire. I don't think De Gea fucks with Maguire personally. I don't think anyone in our squad, like, when they see Maguire, and especially if you're a goalkeeper and you have Maguire and Lindelof in front of you, you don't have that thing of security that I'm protected by two defenders here. Whereas when it's Licha and
I
Varane,
agree.
there's that level of confidence. Even me as a spectator, I'd be like, yo, we've got Licha and Varane. At least I know from a press standpoint, Ulicha is someone who knows how to beat the press, even with his passing. He knows how to beat the press with his passing as well.
And
Yeah,
and you see how well that combination
perfectly.
works with Casemiro. How Casemiro is able to play at his best
Mm.
because if Casemiro cannot get to someone,
Ish.
he knows that Varane has got the speed.
Yeah,
Licha's got the speed. Licha's got the game awareness as well.
yeah.
Because Licha gets ahead of a lot of moves with just his early runs. He sees the intention of the attack very early and then he'll intercept. You lose that in your team, in your defense. That ability to basically stop attacks when they develop. And you
100%.
had two of the best when it comes to Licha and Casemiro. Two of the
Yeah.
best at stopping moves as they develop. Two of the best.
And
So once you lose Licha, you open a huge space in the midfield where Casemiro has to be played. And
Mm.
I saw Moses Caicedo last night, like
Mm.
show quality that I've never seen in a young midfielder.
Mm.
Okay, I'm
18.
lying. I've watched
How old is
Kamavinga
he?
play. No, Kamavinga is the real deal as
Yeah.
far as young midfielders. He's 19.
Caicedo's
Kamavinga
19, guys.
is the
Hey,
real deal.
like you
But like
said, I'm like, yo,
Caicedo yesterday,
Yo.
yeah,
19.
Caicedo was unbelievable last night. There was a time before the game ended where he was basically slouched over, tired, feeling his hamstrings. I was like, of everyone I've seen run for this 118 minutes in this game, no one deserves to be pulling up more than him. Like this boy has absolutely left it all on the field today. He was amazing.
Yeah.
Alexis was
Hey,
amazing.
it's
How old is
true.
Sancho?
Amazing. but it was because United.
How was Sancho?
Yeah. Eh,
Eish, Sancho bafethu. Eish.
eh.
Yazi nisihle and
Sancho needs to go back to the shrink.
nah, there's not. Yeah, he needs to go back somewhere, bro. Because I think even psychologically, personally, I don't think.
He's
Yeah,
gone. He's
I don't
gone.
think.
He's Dele Ali.
Yeah,
He's Dele Ali. He's
he
gone.
doesn't have that mental toughness that Anthony has. Or Anthony, at least, even when he's getting criticized, he still has that thing that I'll keep going. You know what I mean? I'll keep
And
fighting.
and and the thing is with
And that
Anthony, the one thing I
attitude,
have to say,
yeah.
who Anthony plays.
Mm.
Remember Bakshayile onke.
I'm fine. Yo, dog. Ahead of schedule, dog. Ahead of schedule, dog.
What the
For
Ahead
hell?
of schedule,
for
even.
for our international viewers, this is
Yeah.
what we call load shedding.
Load shedding.
But the long and short of it, it's rolling blackouts.
Yo, okay.
Yo,
I was wondering what the hell is going on. Did you go
I'm not
off?
going anywhere. I'm not
Yeah,
going anywhere.
I
I'm
thought
doing this in the dark.
yeah, there's two
Like
more
it's
minutes
a
left
radio.
anyway.
Yeah.
I beg.
But in closing, yeah, let's in closing, since the end. What did you wanna say in closing? Or should we?
I feel for, and I've got a lot of questions around Sancho.
Yeah.
His third season at Man United. Do you cut ties? Do you
Mm,
what?
mm.
Because at some point something has to give.
Mm,
He's the highest paid.
yeah. 350. No, it's actually the hair. 375 for the hair.
Okay, cool. He's one of the highest paid.
Yeah.
So to have a kid coming in at 70 and is outperforming a guy that is earning 3 times that,
Yeah.
Man United need to decide.
Dude. But it's not just only Sancho the problem, Sihle, and I think there are bigger problems than Sancho in my team. I think we need to address those first before we even. It's like Njongo De Gea. De Gea is not our biggest liability. There's guys like Abu Maguire. So personally, can we first start with the issues, the main issues, the guys who aren't Man United quality, Then we will see Wagwan with Sancho as time progresses. But right now, I just want us to get rid of a lot of my ops, and my ops, including even Rashford, bro. Like I got be like Sithe, and that mean I'm not sold by homeboy. Yes, just scorella, but manga scorelli, what else does he offer? Like that's just you see what I'm saying? Yeah, and yeah, that like there's still a lot of things that need to change at the club. And I'm a patient fan. Like I said, Ten Hag has overachieved in my opinion. I think he has, and we just need to give him the resources. We need to get owners first. If the Saudis sign, by the end of the season, I'll be over
Not
the
happening,
moon
Baba.
personally.
Not
Hi
happening.
man, stop
The
hating.
Americans
Stop
are
hating.
happy there. It's a lot of money. They are sorted.
Yeah.
They just put they advertise the team to be on the market because they just wanted to gauge where the market was or what's the value. And now they've got a view to, okay, cool. How many billions was it? Was it 3 billion or 4 billion? So they want double that.
Yeah. Hey, but anyway, guys, can we
I
close it there, guys? It's
yeah.
just it's 8
Oh,
o'clock,
okay, no
and
problem.
I'm not like on dog. Like, once the electricity goes off, I'm fucked. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. This is Sports, and we out. Show of it.
Cheers.
Sure.
Sure.